Good day, everybody. I hope that you're well and also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today, we'll be doing our grade 3 English lesson on commas. And before we start, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. So, email us our password, and then we're going to select the subject of English Language Arts. We're doing grade 3, and then we're going to scroll down up until we get to our chapter of commas. I do want to apologize for the delay. I was just experiencing some technical issues. So yes, so thank you very much for being patient with me. All right. So our chapter is commas. We are doing the subject of English language arts, grade 3. The lessons that we are going to be focusing on today is commas with a series, commas with dates, and commas with names of places. So when it comes to commas, we can use commas for a lot of different reasons, different ways. And like we say, commas, we're going to find out how we can use commas with series, commas with dates, commas with names of places. And then in our next lesson, we are going to find out how to use commas with direct addresses and after introductory words. Like I said, commas we can also use in sentences, right? When we are writing sentences, we bring about a pause, or it comes before coordinating conjunctions, and so on. But for now, we are going to focus on commas with a series, right? And when it comes to commas with a series, right? Like I said, we use commas in different for different ways, different reasons. But if we use commas with series, right? And then we can say, we use commas to separate three or more items, right? So we use commas to separate three or more items in a series. So even if you, for example, say, I like apples, bananas, you like maybe three different fruits, right? So if you, for example, say, okay, before I go to the example, right? So we use commas to separate three or more, we use commas to separate three or more items within a series, right? And we put a comma after each item within a list. And I'm going to give you a few examples of how we can use commas within series and how we can put it after every or each item in a list, right? So you do put it after each item in a list except for the last one. And here we have an example, right? We have an example that says the American flag is red, comma, white, and blue. So which means that they are basically making mention of the three colors, right, of the American flag, which is red, white, blue. But before you make mention of the last one, then we don't put a comma before blue. You just, for example, say and blue. Because now and gives us an now basically making mention of the last one. So these we call series. So it's the same as you saying, I like I like apples, pears, and grapes, right? Because that is now your three favorite fruits. So we make mention apples, then a comma after the item, pears, a comma after the item, and grapes, because now it's coming to an end. So that is series. Even if you want to make mention of your friends, and if example say, my friends are, oh sorry. So even if you were to say, my friends are James, Anna, and Ben. So that is basically making mention of your friends, which is James, oopsie, this is capitalized, James, Anna, and Ben, period. So the word and, it basically gives an indication that I'm going to be mentioning the last name, the last item, the last thing that I am going to be writing down. No problem. I've also had technical difficulties, so I'm just glad that you are logging in. All right, so this is basically how we use commas, right, after each item within a series. If we look at a few more examples, right, if we look at more examples, it says, correct the bold part of the sentence by adding any missing commas, right? By adding any missing commas. If the sentence is already correct, don't add any commas. So it says, is Miss Ellis writing a book, a story, a short story, or a play? So now we need to add the commas, right? So if we add the commas, we can say, is Miss Ellis writing a book, comma, a short story, comma, or a play? You see, so now they're not telling us and, but or is also there to basically show that that is now coming to an end. My series or my items have already been listed, right? So we then put a comma after a book, a short story, or a play. All right, if we go on to the next example before we go to our test, it says, Shauna's aunt speaks. So Shauna's aunt speaks English, comma, French, and Italian. So that basically makes mention of the three languages that Shauna's aunt speaks. It is English, comma, French, comma, and Italian. That is the three languages that she speaks. And keeping in mind that we use commas to separate three or more items within a series. Three or more. So far, I've only been showing you three, but it can be three or more items within a series. And we put a comma after each item within the list except for the last one. All right, let's look at this one and then we're going to our test. It says, Miss Vincent, can one of you try to. Okay, let's rather wait for the test. Miss Vincent carried a book, and we put a comma after the book, a snack, we put a comma after the snack, and some money in her bag. So that also shows the three items, for example, that Miss Vincent carries in her bag. The items are a book, a snack, and some money. So we then need to add our commas. Well done. So now we're going to our test where we are going to choose commas with a series. All right. So now it says we need to correct the bold part of the sentence by adding any missing commas. If the sentence is already correct, then don't add any commas. It says Miss Vincent carried a book, a snack, and some money in her bag. We need to choose the correct sentence where, or let's say the correct option where the commas are added correctly. Is it only after a snack or is it a book and after a snack? Where do we add our commas? Only after option one, a snack, or option two, a book and a snack? Which one is correct? All right, and if we were to select our correct option, right, and then we will choose option two. And option two is correct. Well done. The next one says write down your name, your address, and your telephone number. So write down your name, your address, and your telephone number. Which one is correct? Do we say your name, comma, your address, or do we add the commas after your name, comma, your address, comma? Which one is correct? Option one or option two? All right, and if we were to select the correct option, then yes, we will add our commas after the series of your name, comma, your address, comma. Well done. Option two is correct. The next one says, will the bridge, the tunnel, and the highway be closed tonight? So will the bridge, the tunnel, and the highway be closed tonight? Which option is correct? Only option one, which is the bridge, or option two, which is the bridge, comma, the tunnel, comma. Which series or set of series is correct? Option one or option two? All right, and if we were to select the correct option, then we would choose option two again. So option two again. So well done. Option two is a bridge and a tunnel. That is where we need to add the commas after or after those items. Ellis writing a book, a short story, add commas after the correct items. Is it only after a book, option one, or after a book, comma, a short story, comma, option two? Which one is correct? And if we were to choose the correct set of series, right, then we will choose option two again, which is our commas comes after a book and a short story. Well done. It says for the cake batter. So for the cake batter, we will need flour, eggs, and milk. So for the cake batter, we will need flour, eggs, and milk. So we need to choose the correct set of series. Is it option one, after flour and after eggs, or is it just option two, after flour? Which one is correct? Option one or option two? And if we were to choose the correct option, then yes, we will choose option one because we need to add our comma after flour, eggs, flour and eggs. So well done. So now we're going to put our commas with dates, right? So we're going to add commas with dates. And it says that in dates, so if you write a date, right, then in dates, we use a comma between the day and the year. And there we have an example, which is January 1, 2000, right? Or if we were to, for example, write today's date, and then we will say it is October 18, 2024. So that is how we will write it. We write the month, the day, comma after the day, and in the year. So our comma will then come between the day and the year. If you were to write your birthday, if you were to write your birthday, how would you write your birthday? Your birthday or any other special day that you can remember. So write down either your birthday or any other day by using the dates, the option or the format of the dates, where you write the month, the day, and the year. For example, a date that stands out for me is, let's say, my niece's birthday would be February 26th. Oh, I don't even know. Let's just say 2024. So we have the month, the day, followed by a comma, and then the year. All right, and if we were to select the correct option, or not the correct option, yes, so there we have 1 September 3rd, comma 2016. Well done. So there we have one birthday, which is September 3rd, 2016. Well done. So that is how we write our dates. First the month, for example, September, then the day, 3, followed by a comma, and then the year 2016. So well done. All right, so now we're going to begin our test where we are going to correct the bold part of the sentence by adding any missing commas. It says Nelson Mandela became president of South Africa in May 10, 1994. If we look at that date, right, there's something missing with that date. So we need to add a comma. Are we going to add the comma by option 1 after the day, or the comma between the month and the day? Which one is correct? Option 1, we add the comma after the day, or option 2, we add the comma between the month and the day. And if we were to select the correct option, then yes, we will choose option 1. So well done. Option 1 is correct, where we first say May, then 10, comma, 1994. All right, the next one says, my little cousin was born on June 14, 2012. So June 14, 2012. Where do we have to add our comma? Is it option 1, June 14, comma, or option 2, June, comma, 14? Which one is correct? Remember we said that we first add the month, then the day, comma, and then the year. So which one is correct? Option 1 or option 2? So option 1 or option 2? And if we were to select the correct option, then yes, we will say option 1, June 14, 2012. Well done. The next one says, they announced the winners of the contest on February 24, 2013. They announced the winners of the contest on February 24, 2013. So now we need to add the commas. Do we say February 24, comma, 2000 and 2000 and 2103? Or do we say February, comma, 14, 2013? I think the first one is a mistake with a year. So I think there's a mistake by the first one, by the year. But okay, we're just gonna go on and we can actually choose the first option. Yes, so the first option is correct. It's just that the date there is correct. All right. Guys, once again, I want to apologize for starting late. I had like literally extreme technical difficulties, but I'm sorted now. So thank you very much for joining the class, and I really hope you're going to have a good day further. And if we were to, so that is basically our the end of, let's say, our lesson on commas. Guys, you must have a good weekend further. And thank you once again for your patience. Thank you once again for logging in. So goodbye. Good weekend. Bye bye.